Hi, I'm Mari, welcome to my channel, and today I will be talking about walking cycles. I'm gonna give you some tips and some information about walking cycles in general, and also we're going to pass this to Procreate Dreams and try to see how this character will look like. You have this exact image for free in the link below. It's just for you to use as reference, but please listen to the tips today so you can make your own characters. Okay, so let's start. Well, first I'm going to say that walking cycles are not easy. Okay, and no matter if you do it by hand completely frame by frame or in, like I like to use more After Effects, no matter what you use, they're not easy because you need to convey what your character is doing. So I'm going to share with you very good videos and also in YouTube. This is not a sponsor. I really love these videos and I totally recommend that you watch them. Okay, they are in the links below, but first bear with me these tips. Okay, and we're going to pass this to Procreate Dreams. And this intention to pass it to Procreate Dreams was actually kind of like a learning process for me because Procreate Dreams, well, is a new software and it's not the software I'm using right now fully for animation because I work with After Effects. That being said, I wanted to create this from the beginning. It is challenging and I love challenges. And also I got the question, like if I could do a walking cycle, and I was in the process, but to be honest, it took me some time because in between, jobs and projects, plus the time that it takes to create an animation, yes, it has been long, the waiting, but here we are. So the basics of a walking cycle that you have to be careful with are: first, draw your floor, where you want your character to be. In this picture you are seeing, I have a chibi character. That means that my character, that means that my character has the same size for the body as it has for the head. So this type of character is called two-headed chibi character. You have also three-headed. That means that you have the head, then the same size for the body, then the same size for the legs, and so on. And you can see when you're in the street how many heads people have. Actually, you can measure your head and let me know in the comments how many heads is your body compounds. You measure your head and then you repeat that measure along your body and you will know how many heads do you have. Do you have 5, 6, 5.5? Let me know in the comments. I will be very interested to know. So that being said, doesn't matter how many heads your character has. Today I will be talking about walking. And walking, it is important to notice the legs and the arms. So what you want to have a natural moving character is that the leg in the back, that in this case I represented with a pink here, and the arm in the back, they have to be completely opposite. So if you have your back leg in the front, then you have your back arm on the back, to the side, right? So they have to go all the time changing position. Okay, that's what you want for a normal sock. And another important thing to notice is that, as you can see here, when people is walking, they bend their knees because we're not robots, and we bend our knees, therefore our body goes down and then goes up again, then can go even higher to exaggerate maybe this. In this case, this is very much exaggerated, and you will see later how this looks in Procreate Dreams because it looks like it's jumping a little bit. So you can change the way your character is walking by changing the height of the head and by changing also the tilt. Actually, here in Contact, I like sometimes to tilt my character body a little bit to the right, like it's going front, because you can also make the character going back, and you can tilt back and you can move the legs backwards. Okay, so this is only the basic, and our character right now is very straight, but you can play also with the angle of the torso of your character. I recommend first to start understanding legs and arms and heads and position of heads and body, and then understanding the angles. Okay, that's one of my tips. Then, how to know how low and how high? Well, I decided to help myself with another line over here, and I will follow this along my all my characters here. And that's the reason I use actually Procreate instead of directly going to Procreate Dreams, because I'm here, we can create these straight lines and guide ourselves, and then you can export all your layers as a Procreate file here, share, export as a Procreate, you save it in your computer, in your iPad, and then you open this in Procreate Dreams. Okay, I will show you soon how is that done. Okay, so the basics positions here in the walking cycle will be contact, then we have passing, that is when we pass our leg to the other side, and then we have contact again. Okay, we contact with the other leg. As you can see, he's passing this leg to the front, the right leg to the front, and then finally place it. And our head is doing this curve. Okay, you can see the curve a little bit better with these yellow lines following the ear, for example, or the bottom of the body as well, to help you see the line. And let me turn that off. Let's turn all this off so you are able to see a bit more. Okay, so our main positions will be contact, passing, and again contact. In these positions, normally the head is at the same level. Let me again put this. It's at the same level on the top, but then you have the low in the middle, and you have high, it goes up. So when you pass this to an animation, there are many ways of animating this in the sense of how fast you want the character to go. If you want a character to go very fast, then you space these poses, like you increase the space in between the poses. If you want the character to walk slow, then you put them together a little bit. I will show that soon. So let me show you these lines I have here. And here, these numbers that are up here are traditionally the frames that you can place for a normal pace walking cycle. That's why I say walking cycles are complex, because you don't walk always in the same speed. You walk, you run, you you go for a walk in a fast walk as well. You can make your character do anything you want. So these numbers are not like the rule, but it's like the basic of walking. So these numbers means the frames you want to put them in. Okay, and this is like the first frame, 4, 7, every 3 frames. There is a small difference between the Western type of walks in animation and the Japanese way of animating walk cycles, and for that I will leave the explanation to another YouTuber here that he does a very good job explaining this, so I leave you the link below. That being said, now we understand now that low means it goes down and high means it goes up, and our leg is passing. So in the contact position, we have our legs in this position, right? Open, completely open. And in passing is more like a straight line, right? Then we have the low position when the character bends the knee, and high when stretch the knee. And if you want the character to march, that looks like it's marching, then you can put this leg even upper over here. Okay, then you repeat again the passing with the other leg, and have the final contact. So at the end here, it should have another contact like this. I didn't put it because I wanted to repeat this in Procreate Dreams. So let's pass this to Procreate Dreams. So first you go here, as I said, share, Procreate, and then you save it to your files. I already have it in my files, so I will not duplicate that, and I will go directly to Procreate Dreams. So when you are in Procreate Dreams, here I already have it imported, but for the purpose of the video and to teach you a little bit how to do it, I will import it again, doesn't matter. You go here to plus, files, and you find your file here. Reasons, I have it in reasons, and you have here the walking cycle. I will reopen it for you to see. And after you open the Procreate file, you have to touch here and says convert layers to tracks. And after that, you have a big groups of all the tracks you have here. Basically, each layer in our Procreate file, it is a track now. So you can turn off the layers you're not using, okay, and so on. So right now I'm gonna turn it off because I already had it. And what I did here is that I move my character around by moving these characters here in layer by layer and group them. So I'm gonna do that with you to repeat this process I have here. But first, let me show you how it looks right now. It is, if we double click, we can see that we have frame 1 and 2. Actually, this says frame 1 and frame 2, but I'm calling this pair like my frame 1 in the animation. Then this is my frame 2, but it's not real because, as I told you, this should be 1, this should be 3, and so on. And that means that we need some work to do here. Like we can reduce here, this is 1, 2, 3, and then we reduce here, and then we have to draw our character in between these two, okay? But I will not do that right now because I want to show you first what you have to do with your file. So after you have this file here and you have all the poses you wanted for your character, this is a guide, of course, this is not your final character, but it's a guide, and then you can draw on top of this your character. Okay, so let's take these letters out, and we have the lines. I don't want these lines, should be this one, and oh, not that one. This one is, we are not using that either. Okay, these ones, okay, there you are. Now we're going to use this as our base, and like, oh, it's really hard to see in this position. Sometimes in vertical is better, but let's try to do it in this. So what you want to do, this is a 10 seconds animation, and we're gonna touch here and grab all of our layers here. Oh, there. And then we're gonna reduce them because we don't want the same. Oh, there we go. It is a bit sensitive here. Okay, we want this to be to the left, so we're touching the border. Okay, now we can get closer, and we have all our characters in 3 seconds, I believe. Let's put it in 1 second here, so each pose is in 1 second. So our first character is here, and then we're gonna move, turn it off here. We're gonna move this friend up. We're gonna move this friend to, oh, it's not, ah, let's try again. In the center, there we go. And then we move all the characters one after the other one. And you can see how they are not appearing here. I don't have a space here, so I'm gonna take this delete track, and we continue to pass. I will speed up this part. And almost there. We don't need this. Okay. So now we have this funny jumping friend. And you can see that looks like it's jumping because actually some of them are not touching the floor. So we're gonna move them a little bit down. This one as well. Let's make it touch the line. Let's see again, like around here. Let's touch the floor here. Great. It still looks like it's jumping, right? But with these shapes, you have then your first walking cycle. Now, we can create, we want this, we have this second, right? And we have 1 frame per second in this moment, at this moment. So he's gonna walk very fast. This is only 8 seconds. Let's see how it looks with 8 seconds. He's running all the way here. And it's because the space we're making him jump from here to here, there is a lot of things that can go on in between this guy. So he can go fast, right, in these 8 seconds. Let's see what happens if we move him a little bit closer to the previous position. So let's take drawing here, and you can see the onion skins, the one before and one after. That is the basic file we had, but we can also move this guy. So I will turn off this touch and then move to the left. And now again, I turn this on to see the onion screen. Sadly, we still don't have the selection tool to move it while looking at the onion screen. I really am looking forward for that upgrade. But for now, you can turn off and turn on to see where your character is, and then maybe move it closer there. So now we have to move this guy because now this guy is far away. Let's see how that looks. Doesn't look too natural. Actually, you can see like you lose the movement over here. So let's move this other guy here. And now you see the movement are closer. So it's not like he's jumping. It's not like he's running, but more like jumping. So let's get closer here and see the onion skins here. This is not totally, let's say, right. You can still create more poses in between, or if you want to practice how the difference between distance work, then you can do this exercise. And then we have to keep moving our character to the left. Then we have these. Okay, let's bring everyone here. And then I start fixing them a little bit. Here, touch. Let's see, more or less here. Now, he's not going far. Now, let's see how it looks. So he's running fast in this spot only. Instead of 8 seconds it took him to go here before, but now 8 seconds is taking him to go here. So it moved a little bit slower than the one before. Now you can still create new layers in between. So let me show you something here. We're going to select all of these layers and we're going to group it, and then we're going to duplicate this group to the right. And now this group, instead of starting it here, this group, we're going to start it in front. So I'm going to make him faster after this point. So we go here, touch here, and move him more or less where I want him to jump. I want him to jump to this side. And now we're going to reverse what we did before. So I'm gonna grab this guy to here, this guy here. Let's see, more or less here. Actually, maybe we don't need this guy over here. We want to move it faster. So let's see around here. I think this one is not touching the, oh, this one is not touching. Okay. Around here, let's see. One more. And one more here. Yeah, this character, I want him to go faster, so I think we need to move it even more as the one before. Let's see. It takes time to play your character, and I recommend you to do the sketches of your character before actually drawing your character, because it gives you the idea of where it is going to go in the animation. So I think we're not going to see these three guys because this one is going out of the screen. So let's see how this looks like now. Start from here, and you can see he goes slow and then he goes fast. And the nice thing is that when you do this, you can actually place in between some layers, as I told you before in this other option we have here. Let's turn this off and let's see this other guy I have here. Where is my other guy? I think he's here. Yeah. So this is my other guy, and he was going slow as well. Let me show you the onion skins of these ones. And you can see the onion skins of this one are very, very close. So you can get as many details as you want, and we can do what I explained before, like one here, and I start drawing in here the character you want in the middle. Let's take edit onion skin here, normally just to see one frame before and one frame forward. Well, not 0, 1. 1 should be one frame here and one frame here. But we're not seeing it, right? We should be able to see. Okay, we need to see 2 frames after. We need to actually see forwards 2 frames. 2 frames, so we can see this guy is in orange and our backwards is in purple, but we are not seeing it because, okay, now we're seeing our guy. So now we have here our previous and our after. These positions are too close to each other, so I will prefer to move this one a little bit to the right, so we can actually draw something in between. Let's see. Now you can draw something in between and follow the structure of what is happening with this leg. This leg then is touching and the other leg is up. You can put as many details as you want in the middle of this, okay? But if you're a beginner, then I recommend you to keep with these poses and try first also like different movement of the tilt of your character, okay? That being said, you don't have to create a character with a head or in the beginning, to be honest. you can create, as I said, a potato. You can make your character stay in the middle and move the background. I will show you one short animation I have here about that. And I have this, well, this is not a potato, but it's a square friend we have here. And if I turn off the trees, you will see our movement is in the same position. Our guy is moving in the same position here. But when I turn on the trees, it looks like the guy is moving in some scenery. And the way I move the trees are also sketched. And the way I move the trees is, let me go to drawing so you can see here the skins and how it's moving. I didn't do it by hand. I used this because it's not a character, they are only in the background. They don't move too much except for wind if you want to put the wind. But this was just a basic idea. And what I do is I created a set of trees in a line with a floor, well, with a garden here. And then we create here touching, move and scale. And I put it here, and then I go at the end of my animation here and just translate this to the left, and that's it. So this one is moving along, this one is moving along, while we are doing frame by frame animation in our character. So I let you here to practice different poses of your character, as well as trying, as I said before, the inclination of the body. And please check the links below. There are many resources I leave you there. There are many good videos on YouTube, and I already make a list for you to watch. And I hope this is helpful. If you have any other questions or comments, just leave it in the comments, and I will love to read them and hopefully answer you as soon as possible. So thank you today, and see you next time. Bye.